Hello students, welcome to video 2 of the topic tenses. Today we are going to study more about present tense. Present tense is some actions that is happening right now, that's called present tense, and present tense can be divided into simple present, present continuous, present perfect and present perfect continuous. So in this video I will be doing simple present and present continuous. So let us study more about that. Simple present is used to express habitual action, universal truth, then future events that is already arranged, and for exclamatory sentences beginning with here and there, then for questions with do and does. All these comes under simple present tense. Okay, which are they? Habitual action. Habitual action means something that you do every day. Then general truth, universal truth. Then future event already arranged, that is going to happen and which is already arranged. Then exclamatory sentences. You know exclamatory sentences, you might have studied in your lesson 1. Then questions with do or does. Questions starting with do or does belongs to simple present tense. See the example. My father reads newspaper. Here the verb is reads. Is it? Reads. That is simple present tense. The sun rises in the east. This is a universal truth. That is also present, simple present. The school reopens in June. Reopens in June. That is going to happen. Something is already arranged. So that also comes under simple present tense. Then we have the other example. Here comes the queen. Comes. Here comes the queen is exclamatory sentence. Do you see one exclamation mark at the end? This also starts with the word here. Okay. Here comes the queen. Here. The word here comes. Comes is a verb that is simple present tense. Okay. So simple present tense means what? Some habitual action, some universal truth, then a future event which is already arranged, and all the exclamatory sentences, and also questions starting with do and does. Okay, for example, does she play? Okay, that's example. Now let us move to the next one. How to form verbs in simple present tense. See, for simple present tense, you have to use verbs with S or ES forms or IES forms, like cry, cries, play, plays, write, writes, carry, carries. Okay, like that. Verbs plus S or ES or IES is the basic form of verbs in simple present tense. Now see, the girl plays. The girl plays. What tense is that? Simple present tense. How do you understand that is simple present tense? Because here you can see plays. Is it? Verbs. Verbs with S. One S is there after the verb. That is simple present tense. Now regarding singulars and plurals, what to do? Here you know the girl is singular. Singular means one. So you can use S with the verb. But if this is plurals, the girls, what is that? Plural, is it? More than one. Plural means more than one. So the girls, here you can use the original form of the verb. Original form, bare form of the verb, root form of the verb. So here play. Okay, so I have used play here because this is plural. If this is singular, I have to add one S with the verb. This is the basic rule of simple present tense. Now how you can make it to negative? The girls do not play. From where I got this do? Because this the girls plural. For this is plural, you have to use do. If this is singular, you have to use does. Okay, rules of do and does. What is that? Do is used with plurals and does is used with singular. Then play. See, for both I am using original form of the verb. There is no need of adding s or es or ies if you are using do and does. For do and does, original form of the verb is always used. See, the girls play, the girls play, the girls do not play, the girl does not play. When you compare these two sentences in negatives, see, the girls do not play, the girl does not play. The verb has no change. Is it play, play? For both negatives I have used play. Why? Because for do not and does not, you have to use the original form of the verb. Okay, I hope it's clear. Now, does the boy play with the ball? Do the boys play with the ball? See how I have used does and do. Does is used for singular, the boy. Do is used for plural, the boys, but the verb is always constant. That means it is not changing, because it's do and does, we have to use the original form of the verb. You don't have to bother about adding es or ies or s forms. For do and does, which is in simple present tense, you don't have to bother about the verb change when it is used in this context. Okay. Now, see, there is no change in the verb forms when using do or does in questions. When you are using in questions also, there is no change. Okay. You see the questions, do the boys play, does the boy play. For questions also, there is no change in the form of the verb. Now, let us try this. The dog barks. The dog barks. You have to make a question. How you will make a question using do or does? Which question word I am supposed to use, do or does? The dog. What is the dog? The dog is singular. So, which question word I should use? The dog. Singular. So, the question word I should use should be does. Does the dog, what is the verb? Barks, is it? So, I should not use s, I should use the original form. Does the dog bark? Original form of the verb. Okay, original form means a verb forms without any fluctuations like s, es or ies, original form. Okay, now come to plural. I am going to make it plural. The dogs, what is that? Bark, is it? I should not use s here in simple present tense, because the dogs plural, I should use bark as the verb. And how I should change it to a question? The dogs, it's plural, is it? Plural. So, which question word should I use? Do or does? Do. Do the dogs bark? Same question word, because I am starting it with do. For does and do in interrogative, there is no change in the verb forms. You have to use the original form of the verb. Okay. But here in usual case, in usual simple present cases, you have to think about the subject verb agreement. Like it's a singular, you have to add s with the verb. If it is plural, you should not add any s, you should use the original form of the verb. That is the basic rule of simple present tense. But when you change to questions using do and does, the verb forms are always fixed. There is no change. Now, how you can make this negative? The dog, the dogs, using does and do. How you will write? Let's see. Negative. How you can make it negative? The dog, singular, is it? So, does not bark. Here also I have used original form of the verb. There is no changes. Then the dogs, plural. So, the dogs, I should use do not bark, same verb. Okay, because I have used do not and does not in both the sentences. Because of that, I should not change the verb forms. So, that is already fixed. Okay, so these are the basic rules of simple present tense. Now, let us move to present continuous. What is present continuous happening? The action which is happening at this point of time is called present continuous. Okay, which all verbs are used is am, are plus ing form of the verb is used in present continuous tense. See the example, she is cooking. See, is cooking, is plus ing form of the verb. What is that? Cook plus ing, cooking. Then am plus write plus ing, I am writing. They are plus play plus ing form, playing. They are playing, I am writing, she is cooking. This is how you have to write in present continuous tenses. Okay, you see is, am, are. These are the basic root form of the verbs used in present continuous tense is am, are plus ing form of the verb. This is the root form of present continuous tense. Now, let us go to the next one. Negative. How you can make negative sentences in present continuous tense using basic verbs is am and are. See, she is not cooking. You have to just add not and make it negative. They are not writing. I am not talking. So, like that you can add not with these verbs to make it negative in present continuous tenses. Now, the next one, interrogatives in present continuous tense. How you can make interrogative? By adding these basic verbs in the beginning. Be forms at the beginning. Is she cooking? Are they writing? Am I talking? Like that you can make use of these verbs in the beginning in order to make it interrogatives in present continuous tense. Okay, children, now let us try this. We are playing. How you will change that to a negative sentence? We are playing. Make it negative by adding not. What is that? We are not playing. We are not playing. This is how you can make it negative. Then interrogative. Interrogatives, question using are, is it? So, are we playing? Like this you can frame questions using are. Then I am reading. Please change this to negative. I am not reading. You can make it negative by adding not. Then how can you make it to interrogative? Use the verb am in the beginning. Am I reading? This is how you can make to interrogatives. Okay, now children, let us recall what we have studied. We studied about simple present tense and its verb forms, is it? Simple present tense. What is simple present tense? Simple present tense means it's a habitual action, universal truth. Then you can use it for exclamatory sentences begins with here and there. Then questions with do and does, and also for this events, future events which has already arranged. The example is already given here. My father reads newspaper, the sun rises in the east, the school reopens in June, here comes the queen. Then what did we study next? Next we studied about verb forms, how to make verbs in simple present tense. You can use s, es or ies with the verb to make it simple present. In singulars and plurals, what are the rules? The girl plays, because this is singular, you have to add s with the verb. As this is plural, you have to use the original form of the verb. Then negative, you can make it negative by adding do not or does not. For if you are using do not, original form of the verb is used along with that. If you are using does not, original form of the verb is used along with that. Then come to the next one, that is interrogatives using does and do. Does and do you can use in the beginning of a sentence to make it interrogative, and always remember, for do, does, both in negatives as well as in interrogatives, there is no change in the verb forms. Okay, verb forms usually remains fixed in both the cases, do, does. If you are making a question or you can making that into a negative sentence, the verb forms are always fixed. You use only original form of the verb in the both cases. Now, the next one is, we have done an exercise to check whether you understood it or not. Then present continuous tense, which is happening at this moment, this particular moment, is, am, are. These three are the base form of present continuous verbs, plus ing form of the verb is also used. She is cooking, I am writing, they are playing. These are some of the examples. Then negative, how to make a sentence negative in present continuous. Is plus not plus ing form of the verb, is not cooking, are not writing, am not talking. These are the examples to make it negative. Then what did we study? We studied about interrogatives using is, am and are. Is she cooking? You can put it in the beginning to make it interrogative. Are they writing? Am I talking? These are few examples. Then we also did one exercise, how to make negative interrogatives using present continuous tense. So children, in the next video I will be teaching present perfect as well as present perfect continuous tense. Hope you understood the topic. Thank you.